modify this real fast here. How do I share? Boom. All right, there we go. That's a little better at least. All right, let's do it. Good morning, guys. Good morning. What games, what teams do you guys want to talk about? We have 10 official plays today that we're on, so excited to see how the day goes. Some decent movements in our direction on a couple of them. So, for example, North Texas, we got them plus 1.5. Now they're minus 2.5 throughout the market right now. So, pretty good movement on that one. UNLV was a late ad, so not much there. What was the other ones here? Maryland, I think we got, what do we say, plus 9.5? No, where's Maryland? Or was it Wisco? Oh, that one was a maybe. All right, we don't have that one. Auburn, Oklahoma, Michigan. Michigan minus 1.5. What's that one done? A couple of minus ones. FanDuel still at 1.5, so still there. Liberty, we got plus 9.5. Doesn't look like you can get 9.5s anymore in the market. Oh, there's one. There's 2 9.5s. I stand corrected. Wow, look at the Big Ten, bro. Getting Notre Dame the fuck out of here. Yeah, I mean, get them out of here. Why? What do you mean? I mean, this is basically just data aggregated. Nothing fancy. No conjecture. No like opinions inserted here. But yeah, they're 0-2. I get it, but that doesn't mean they've been a good team like on a play-by-play basis, right? Or that they're a better than average team. Good teams lose games, but doesn't mean they're not efficient still, right? This is all about data and how it's going to affect betting into the spread markets, Mr. Ben. So this is not a conjecture of just is Notre Dame a good team or not. Rock. Go Hogs. Go Hogs, baby. A&M not good, he says. Yeah, all right. What was your life like before TikTok? I forget. Don't we all probably forget that life didn't exist before TikTok? Where's Michigan State? Yeah, I'm not sure where every team is, guys. If you want a better breakdown of what this data basically aggregates, our website has our table up for free, btb-analytics.com. You can see our team data for free 100%. It's got all of the play-by-play metrics that incorporate and that go into a lot of these offensive production and defensive production metrics. So I couldn't tell you where every single team is. Too many teams. U of L moving on up. Do you make it every week? Yes, we do make this graph every week. I encourage you to actually just go to our website. That's where everything is updated more in real time. It's up there for free, our team data table. You'll be able to see, like I said, everything that goes into our that goes into this graph, so to speak. All right, I go. What teams, what games you guys want to talk about here? Let's pull up our team data real quick. So I know that says through week 2. That's got to be updated, but okay. This might be UCLA's best day of the season. Are they on a bye this week? Is that satire? I'm not sure. Are they on a bye? Bad loss. Watch. Where's Michigan State? Yeah. What are the model plays you guys played today? Yeah, we just posted a video about that. Go to our profile. It's we just posted a clip about the plays that we're on. So, but we're on 10. We're on 10 of them officially. Yep, it's a bye week for UCLA. Okay, there you go. Yeah, you might not be wrong, man. I don't know. New coach. Let's see, or interim coach rather. Let's see if they can ball out for a week or 2 with him. But man, it can't. Not much further to go down though, right? Like, oof. Yeesh. All right, let's see. What other games we got, guys? Utah, Texas Tech. All right, let's break down that game real quick. So Utah, Texas Tech. So, or I'll just type in Utah here. So we make the number -2 in favor of Utah right now. So the market is giving you, looks like a what, 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 in favor of Utah. So definitely no edge on the Utah side of things. If trying to understand, how these numbers, what these numbers mean. Like, okay, we make the number -2. Well, what the hell? What is that good for? It's all in reference and in context to what the market is offering you and at what price, right? So if we make the number 2, but the market's offering you a -3.5, you need to have some process or some math basically to be able to quantify whether or not, to what extent that's a good or a bad bet. So we say that's a negative 5.8% edge if you want to bet on Utah at that number. On the flip side, despite us being +2 Texas Tech here, and the market's giving you a +3.5, it's still not enough value for us to take it. There is technically a slight edge, about a 1% edge at a 3.5, at a +3.5. But at small edges like that, we normally place our cutoff at 3% or 4% in some cases. The art of that is, there's nothing wrong with taking a 1% edge game. The issue is volume, right? You're going to have a ton more games over the long run to be able to realize that 1% edge. So we try to stick to games where we have a 3% or 4% quantified edge. So not a play for us officially. West Virginia or Kansas? Yeah, let's see here. Washington. Okay, I don't know. Okay, you guys want to break down games or the teams here? So let me see here. Can't see Iowa State. Where we at? Yeah, again, I can't tell you where every single team is, guys. I apologize. NC State. Who's NC State play today? Duke. All right. So NC State versus Duke. Yeah, I don't know where they're at on the chart, guys, but from a matchup standpoint here, we make the number -2.5 here in favor of Duke. And the market looks like it's offering you a 2.5 or 3 here. Let me see what it's done. Come on, unabated. All right. So largely 3 throughout the market here. Median line looks to be about a 3. So on both sides of the coin here, again, we're right on market basically with what the numbers say. So we're showing negative edge on both sides of the coin here. -5% for Duke, minus -2.5 for NC State. So this one's a stay away. We think it's priced appropriately. It's kind of the bottom line on that one. I have Washington -20. Good bet. Washington -20. When did you get that number, Scott? When did you get that number? I want to check something. Washington, and who are they playing? I hate what? God, this. They are playing. Who are they playing today? Sorry, my unabated is wonky. From my friend, Gentleman's Bet. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hey, numbers matter and price matters forever and always, man. You should, even if you're making Gentleman's Bet, you gotta make sure he's not trying to stiff you a little bit. So, all right, I'm gonna pull this up again. Who does Washington? Washington plays Washington State. So we make the number -19. The market, it looks like it's giving you a 20.5. Oops. Is that right? 20.5. Why does this do this? All right, I'm having trouble pulling this up, but okay, there we go. Jeez, oh Pete's. All right, so +21. This opened at 19 at circa. Your buddy Gentleman's Bet gave you -20. I mean, you're on the right side of a key number, I guess, but I mean, you can get, and actually, you're on the right side of the market too. So number 20s. I mean, you still got to win by 21 to win, right? Unless if they win by 20, that's a push, right? So, yeah, I mean, we make the number 19. We don't think it's. I mean, we don't have any edge in this game. We're not. It's not a play for us. So, we wouldn't have bet it. We have not bet it. So take that for what it's worth. But Gentleman's Bet, nothing wrong with that. Michigan State. Okay, Mizzou, South Carolina. Who you got? Mizzou, South Carolina. Who we got? We don't technically have anybody officially for our model plays, but we make the number -9 in favor of Mizzou. KC Prods. Yeah, we make the number -9 in favor of Mizzou. It looks like we're pretty much right, a little bit in line with the market here. So looks like throughout tens, a couple 10.5s, but largely tens, right? So definitely no edge on the Mizzou side. If you can get let me see what the market. So a +9.5 at -102 at that price, which is better than a +10, -110, according to our numbers. If you can get a +9.5 at -102, we show that's about a 2% edge. Not enough for us to bet it officially, but nonetheless, there appears to be some value there. I don't know what the market has done with this one over the course of the week, though. So, all right, this has been bought like crazy. Whoa, check this out. Okay, so Circa, I'm just going to check Pinnacle real quick. Circa opened at, looks like, okay, that can't be right. I got to check this. So Bookmaker opened at 13. Or sorry, that was Pinnacle. Bookmaker opened at 12-ish. So this has been, this is some weird movement. All right. Oh, that one's interesting. All right. Yeah, I probably wouldn't take it at this point on South Carolina side, but for what it's worth, at game day, about a 2% edge. Tough to beat Marcus, tough to beat the close. I'll just say that. How are we doing today? Very big slate. Yes, very big slate indeed. Excited for it. We got 10 plays officially on the card for us. So heart's palpitating a little bit already, but hey, it's for the love of the game, right? For the love of the game. All right, what other games do we want to talk about? Arkansas. Oops, here we go. Arkansas versus Memphis. All right, let's break it down. Is that who they play? No. Arkansas. Oh, they do play Memphis. All right, this is one of those naming things in our database again. Okay, so we make the number -6.5 in favor of Arkansas. Pretty much in line here with where the market's at. 7s pretty much throughout, and it looks like 7.5. So no edge on either side of it for us. -6, -4% edge on both sides of the coin here. So yeah, we think this is priced fairly. It's a stay away. Arizona State versus Baylor. All right, yeah, I can tell you already off the dome. We are on Arizona State +2.5. Arizona State +2.5 is a go, was a go. We're rocking with it. Arizona State, and it looks like that's still largely available throughout. We make the number actually -1.5 in favor of Arizona State. So we're showing the best number you can get. Looks like -108 maybe at DraftKings. So that's going to be good for about a 4% edge for us based on our numbers. So our numbers show Arizona by 1.5, Arizona State by 1.5. So yeah, this one's on our card officially this week. Auburn money line equals lock. Yeah, Colin, we broke that one down on our pod on YouTube a little bit more in depth. I don't think that's a terrible look. We show some value on Auburn. We make the number +4.5 or -4.5 in favor of Oklahoma. So at least from the spread standpoint, like there's value at 6.5 here. But I mean, we still think Oklahoma wins. But I don't know. I'm very curious to see the Venables D and how he rattles or can rattle Jackson Arnold a little bit there. I think the whole revenge narrative thing for Jackson Arnold might be a little too overblown, if you will. I mean, they're going into Oklahoma, right? So it's going to be a tough place. It's going to be a tough place to play for him. I mean, but he knows that stadium, I guess, a little bit. So who knows? You know, I'm broader point. I think Venables is going to give him some trouble. That's kind of what I'm banking on. I took the under 48.5 in that game as well. Let's see what the market has done on the total there. Auburn total. Yeah, so okay, I'm on the right side of it. Looks like there's 46.5s or 47s largely right now. So I'm on the right side of it. But yeah, that was kind of my thesis. I think the Venables D and the and the ground and pound approach that Auburn really should take based on how shitty Oklahoma's D is against the run. Yeah, should lead to the under. We'll see. Where's UCF? Yeah, I don't know where every single team is, guys. Don't know. Purdue versus Notre Dame. Looking at minus 24.5. Okay. Minus 24.5 per Notre Dame. Yeah, so I mean, who was asking that? Was that Doug? Yeah, Doug. I mean, we make the number minus 26. So even at a minus 24.5, we're showing a negative 1% edge on that one. So I mean, we think it's largely priced appropriately in the market. It's kind of the bottom line. So no edge, no play for us officially in this one. Nebraska, Michigan. Yeah, another game that we're on this week officially for our card. So we are on Michigan minus 1.5 in this matchup. Not a ton of movement from a market standpoint. Yeah, largely ones or 1.5 still available. So I doubt this will move before kickoff here. But yeah, we make the number minus 4.5 in favor of Big Blue here. So this one was on our card. We show a relatively decent size edge here. I mean, we got the minus 1.5. Looks like you can get, is that a plus one or a minus one at DraftKings? Okay, so yeah, you can get basically a pick'em at DraftKings for minus 112. Now looks to be the best price currently. That'll give you, that's based on our numbers, about almost a 7% edge, but be leery of game day edges if you guys are thinking about betting into these markets and you haven't yet. Like at this point, 99% of the edges have actually been eroded, and so you don't actually have the edge you think you have on game day. Take that to the bank, please. Arkansas versus Memphis, did that one a little earlier. Might come back to it. Let's see. SC points is free points. Free points. Michigan State. Who's Michigan State playing? USC, right? USC. All right, this is a weird naming convention issue in our database, so I might not be able to pull this one up for you guys. What I can say, at least definitively, it's not a play for us officially in this one, but yeah, we got some data naming convention issues in our bank here, so I can't pull that one up for you. Apologies. Tulane, Ole Miss. Ooh, that should be an interesting one in my opinion. So we're on, or we're not on anything, but we make the number minus 14.5 here in favor of Ole Miss. Market looks like it's giving me 11.5 or 12.5. So even at the best number, if you can get a minus 11.5 at 110, looks like over at MGM, less than a 1% edge for us in this game. So not nearly close enough to our threshold for us to play it. So, and then on the flip side, Tulane, even though we make the number 14.5, when the market's giving you a 12.5 or an 11.5 at minus 108 or whatever, you got to be able to turn those odds, those numbers that you see on a betting menu, right, and turn them into probabilities, turn them into percentages, right, and calculate what your edges are. We're showing a -4 or -5% edge on the Tulane side on this one, so it's a stay away really at this one for us. UNLV versus Miami of Ohio. Yes, so this one is again a play for us officially. So we are on UNLV minus 2.5 in this matchup. Let's see, the market is, you can get a couple better numbers, unfortunately. So this one we didn't see any CLV on. You can get 1.5 now at this point. I mean, based on the regress market and what it's doing now, we're showing the numbers 5. I mean, we had value on this. We had value on this early in the week, right? Even when it was all 2.5. So 3% edge at 2.5 is what we got. But technically speaking, right, it's not, I wouldn't take this as gospel, but about a 4.5% edge if you can get minus 1.5 at 110. But it's game day. It's a game day line. So it's not quite the edge you think it is. But yeah, we're on UNLV. Where is Washington? Don't see FSU. Yeah, guys. Again, it's tough. Like, how many teams are there in FBS? That are playing this week. So there's a lot of teams. I don't know where every single team is, guys. I apologize. If you're interested in breaking down the teams from a play-by-play standpoint and understanding the metrics that are predictive that go into predicting these outcomes, our website has the stuff up for free. btb-analytics.com. Check it out there. Our team data table is up for free. Has been, always will be. Where's Georgia Tech? Don't know. Sorry, I don't know why I give you that twang either. Florida Gators plus 7.5. Florida versus Miami, huh? All right, let's see here. So plus 7.5. Yeah, we make the number 8. That's where the market's again largely at 7.5. When you make the number 8, the market's giving you 7.5. There's no edge there. Hey, uncle, what's up? What's up, nephew? Yeah, so that's a negative 1% edge on the Florida side at plus 7.5. Even at the best price, looks like minus 114 maybe. Unless you have some of the exchanges, then you might be able to. Oh, that doesn't seem right. How come I can't get these numbers? Miami. Here we go. So yeah, unless you have some of the exchanges, which unfortunately we don't anymore here in Arizona, but you can get a minus 102. Might give you, let me see, it might give you a slight edge in favor of the Gators there, but not enough in our opinion to take a position on it. Jordan Love over, yeah, Narcy, no opinion. Don't do player props in any hardcore fashion. Plus, this is college football, my guy. It's Saturday. We're talking about college ball here. Wait till tomorrow to bring that stuff up. Talking college. Talking fuck them kids. Could Michigan be so cheap because of the public backing Nebraska? I know public doesn't move lines, but I feel like a lot of sharps are the public now. Okay, so this is a comment from YouTube. Elactic. Could Michigan be so cheap? I know the public doesn't move lines, but I feel like a lot of sharps are the public now. Yeah, I would push back on that comment actually a little bit, because that's an oxymoronic statement. Like, if you are sharp, if you are winning better or displaying winning behaviors, you will get kicked out of the public books, out of the rec books, DraftKings, FanDuels, MGMs, etc. And where is this betting data coming from? It's coming from the rec books only, right? We do not have access to betting splits for market making books like Circa, like Pinnacle, right? These things do not exist. If they would be highly, highly valuable if they did, and those books do not want to provide that information. So I'm going to push back on that comment a little bit. I don't think that's I don't think that's necessarily true. But there's two parts to that question there. Could Michigan be cheap? Maybe, but not for the reason that you mentioned there. I mean, again, we're on Michigan minus 1.5 here. We're on Michigan minus 1.5 today, but the market really hasn't quite moved off. There's a couple of books playing with the line. So, for example, Circa's all the market makers are still at -1. ESPN bet's hanging a plus 1.5 for Michigan right now. Anyone else? No. Yeah, so they might be trying to bait. They might be trying to bait and switch a little bit here on that one. But largely the market's at 1.5. So I just don't know if it'd be a cheap get at this point, especially game day. No, bro, I'm talking about Pinnacle, the real market, S411. Okay, then I guess I need to be educated on that, because I'm not so sure you're looking at what you think you're looking at. What would be your recommended unit size per play on CFB versus NFL? 2 versus 4%. Yeah, so Daniel, good question. So our recommendation for 2 reasons. Number 1, volume, and number 2, edge. So we're highly confident in our NFL model and its ability to predict the outcomes. We will normally bet 2 units on the NFL, and then 1 unit on college football each play. And the 1 unit in college football is partially a product of volume. There's generally a lot more teams, a lot more games, a lot more volume. naturally in college football. So, variance will inevitably hit. Like last week, we had a losing week in college football, right? So if you overscale, right, potentially, then short-term variance could really nip you in the bud or really do some damage to your bankroll here. So largely because of volume, we do one unit plays in college football and then 2 unit plays for NFL plays. Where's FSU? West Virginia beats Kansas today, people. Bet it. CSM, did you bet it? Are you betting that? Are you betting that then? Let's see the slip. Let's see the slip. Right. Yeah, I want to learn more about Electic. You're gonna have to educate me. What is S411? Because I Google that and nothing really comes up. So if you know something I don't, happy to stand corrected. But you're gonna have to educate me a little bit there. Because yeah, like I said, I'm skeptical that what you're seeing is I think what you're saying it is. I'm asking if they're on sale because your numbers show -4.5. Yeah, ultimately, yeah. To answer that question, no, I wouldn't say they're on sale. That's what our number's been at all week long, right? That's the market has been giving you 1.5, and so again, we're not going to bet into these markets on close on game day. Like for example, if you at DraftKings, you can get a plus 0.5 now at -112. So that, according to our numbers, when we make it, that's regressed 4.5. -4.5 is regressed, right? But we're showing now almost a 7% edge in that game, which is really not technically accurate. Most of the edges, we don't have the ability to contribute anything more or new to the marketplace at this point in the game, right? S411 is BetCris bookmaker. No need to get aggressive. Okay, well, if that was me being aggressive, then I'm sorry. But yeah, I just S411 is BetCris bookmaker. Yeah, okay. So, but again, educate me. Like, where do you see betting numbers, betting splits for BetCris and bookmaker? Like, what do I have to Google? Like, I Googled S411, and I can't find anything. What am I missing? Sports 411. Okay, here we go. Is this it? Tap, swipe, win. Platinum account, login access. So what does Sports 411 do? General rules, live betting, rules. So it's an API thing? I'm not seeing splits you won't be able to. Then I'm confused. Yeah, then I'm confused on your original comment still. All right. We're getting off the rails. Do you like Illinois today? Oops. Not officially, not formally. No, we don't show any value on this play. So we make the number -7.5 in favor of Indiana. So market's giving you about a +6.5, right? So we make the number 7.5. Market's giving you a 6.5 at best price looks like -102 at FanDuel. Still about a -1% edge from what our numbers see. So no, this one's a stay away for us. No value on either side from what we're showing. It's an offshore sports book. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Electric. I guess ultimately I'm just confused on your original question and comment. So I think ultimately the answer is no. I don't think they're cheap at this point. What about Miami? Yeah, Chris, we'll go over that one again. Went over that one earlier. So we make the number -8 in favor of Miami against the Gators. So even on both sides, though, given that number pretty much in line with market. So about a -3% edge on Miami's side and a -1% edge on Florida side based on those numbers. So It's all about the price, or it's all about the number you make it, and it's all about the price that you can get in the market to determine whether or not it's a good bet. That's our thesis. That's our MO, right? Numbers matter, price matters, and in the aggregate, CLV matters. All right, where is Michigan? Yeah, I don't know, guys. Again, on the TikTok screen here, far too many teams for me to kind of keep track of. I apologize. Go to our website, btb-analytics.com. You'll see the team data table up there for free. A lot more informative than just this singular graph here. You can see a lot of the efficiency metrics that go into our model that are predictive in outcomes here. So highly encourage you to check that out if you want a little more nuanced and informative take. Thoughts on Illinois plus 6.5? Yeah, I just went over that. No edge whatsoever. We make the number 7.5. 7.5 in favor of Indiana here, but again, even though market's giving you plus 6.5, best price looks like minus 102 at FanDuel, unless there's something slightly better on the exchanges. Maybe there's some plus money, but even then, it's not going to really – it's a negative EV bet from what I remember saying. So by the analytics, the Gophers are better than Texas? No, that's not how to interpret this. Let's see, offshore, you have the young QB and all that stuff factored into your number, right? For what game? The Michigan game? Yeah, I mean, we don't model out QB data the same way we do in NFL. Like NFL, our edge is really derived from how we treat the quarterback play. In college, it's far more of a team-based outcome in how our numbers are tracked. I mean, so nuanced answer, but no, we don't have all that stuff tracked because one, either it's not predictive from what we've tried and modeled out and back tested, or two, the data is just not widely available and it's hard to get. So there is QB data in there, right? But it's not to the nuanced level that we have for NFL. Maybe the hand wavy answer there. Mississippi State ranked after this week. Okay, shout out. Kansas versus West Virginia, eh? Yeah, another one I don't think that's been brought up yet, but that's another play we are on officially this week. We are on the Mountaineers. We are on the Mountaineers. So we got a plus 13 at in favor of West Virginia, plus 13 West Virginia. Looks like only 12.5s are available now, maybe one or two 11.5s as well. So on the right side of that one, but yeah, now game day we're showing we make the number plus 10.5. So showing us still about a 4 or 5% edge on that game if you can get even a plus 12.5. But again, be careful about adverse selection and chasing numbers. We're not going to bet anymore on this. We got a plus 13. That's the best number you could have gotten, or the best number you can get, at least currently, right? So no need to chase anything for us. Texas, Alexi, I have plus. Oh, Doug, shout out. Doug got a plus 13.5. All right, good number. Top dog. Any of your favorite edges from earlier in the week still available today? Good question. Let's see. Man, tough question to answer. I'm gonna say this is I like this answer, but yes, there is one, but it's also like it's also the grossest. It's also the grossest play I can think of. So BYU 6.5 minus 6.5 is what we're on, and I'm going to double check that. God, I hate how this happens, man. All right, so BYU Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I like this one so much against East Carolina. We make the number -10. They were, I forget what the issue was at post when, because we gave this out like a day or two late. But this has been available pretty much all week long. The market really hasn't done. I don't know if there's been buyback or not. Let me see here. So open at 7, 6.5, touched an 8, but now back to 6.5. Yeah. So this has been largely available all week. So yeah, something about this number just screams value to me. And that's a wholly mental model thing. So like, don't take that as anything, right? Our numbers say 10. We make the number -10. That's our North Star. That's our guiding light, right? Like, we don't mix in our mental models with this data. Like, that's how you get into trouble in this business, frankly. Like, you need to understand price, you need to understand numbers. If you can do that, you bet those and you march on and you move on. And then the aggregate, you will, in theory, be up and profitable. And that's what we've demonstrated the past couple of years. So that's the tried and true method we're rolling with. But I really like BYU. I really like BYU -6.5. But shit, man, that could lose. You never know. All the ugly ones that we say every week, a lot of those hit, and all the ones that we love via our mental models, again, sometimes those lose. It is what it is. Let's see. Where is A&M? Don't know where every team is. Charlotte, number 1 team. Is it no longer a good idea to take Michigan? I mean, take Michigan. Why not? If you have some other process, or if you have some other way to kind of quantify, and if you truly think that your mental model is better than, or at least has something to add that hasn't already been baked in at this point, Monday or Saturday morning game day, go for it. Bet it. Yes, we bet it at open, so we're on it officially. Like, if I hadn't bet it on Sunday or Monday, whatever day it was, this number hasn't really moved. Personally, I would still take it, but I don't feel good about it. You're not going to see CLV in every single play, right? If you can get CLV in 55, 65% of your plays, which is what we are still doing in the aggregate, this one is just not one that falls into that bucket, unfortunately. But yeah, again, betting into game day, guys, you are betting with you're betting with the degens of the degens, or the top 1% of the top 1%. Which one are you? Isn't it a young rookie QB on the road needs to perform? Michigan. Yeah, he's a first year starter. He's a freshman quarterback, right? And yeah, there is quarterback data in our model, but just not as sophisticated as it is with our NFL model, because in college those guys play generally, right, 3 or 4 years, and then that's it, and then the data's gone for them, right? But in NFL you get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so many years of data with these quarterbacks. It's far easier to have in our opinion, a quarterback specific metric that is actually predictive. Do you have less confidence in an early week edge if the number stays the same all week? Yeah, less confidence. In a sample size of 1, Doug, it's hard to answer that question. I would say it depends. There are some times where, numbers don't move either way, either in our favor or against us. And so we didn't get CLV on that, right? That's kind of the bottom line. And so, you might not feel as great going into it, but my confidence, or our feelings about it in that 1 sample size, means nothing. It means absolutely dog shit. So would it be nice to feel great about it, and would it be nice to see CLV in those instances? Yeah, sure, but that doesn't mean it's a good play or bad play per se, right? It just means that the market maybe doesn't have a strong enough opinion on that game. That's what that could mean. Or do you have reverse regression to the market? Reverse regression? What do you mean by that? How do you regress to a market that's not moving? Okay, just because a game or a market doesn't moving doesn't mean it's not a market still. Not every single game will move, right? You have to think about this in the aggregate. You have to think about this in the aggregate. You have to if you're regressing to the market, yeah, you're doing it under the whole broad umbrella. You're not picking and choosing which games you want to regress to. That is a futile effort, right? You have to assume, and the prior belief is that the market is efficient in the aggregate. That's the thesis, right? So in that case, you want to regress the same way across the board. And yeah, in some cases, to your point, a game won't move, but in many other cases, they do. But you have to treat the market the same, no matter the game. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I got to hop off here. We got games coming up in about an hour and a half. We got 10 official plays for us on the card this week. Like I said, very, very big day. Doug, shout out. You're welcome, man. Thank you to everyone who was hanging out on YouTube. Appreciate you guys on TikTok as well. But yeah, games are an hour and a half here. We got 10 plays. I'm just going to rattle them off officially. But again, we had the video posted on our TikTok, so check that out. And if I didn't post it on YouTube, I'll do that here in a moment as well. But we are on Arizona State plus 2.5, Air Force plus 9.5, Liberty 11.5, plus 11.5, Michigan minus 1.5, North Texas plus 1.5, West Virginia plus 13, Vanderbilt minus 26.5, BYU minus 6.5, UNLV minus 2.5, Auburn plus 6.5, and Temple plus 24. Whew. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me. Appreciate you guys hanging out again. Good luck to everyone. We'll see you later.